Welcome back. This is round 2 of the Vermont Amateur Championship. Round 1, I had a couple rough holes. Other than that, I felt like I played decent. Today, I'm really looking to shoot 5 over par or better than that. And so this is hole 1. I hit driver off the tee, and I have about 70 yards to the flag out of the rough. I actually hit this really well. I actually hit the flag stick and gave me a generous bounce. I have about 25 feet for birdie and just miss it. I left myself with about a 5-6 footer for par. And unlike yesterday, I actually made it. So starting off well, 2-putt. Now we're on to the par 5. See, this is where playing the course ahead of time definitely helps. The previous day I was in the fescue to the right, so I knew I needed to play down the left side. And on this shot, I ended up doing a layup, trying to push myself in the fairway, of course, but I got into the rough, unfortunately, had about 50 yards left, and I pulled it a hair, but I had a birdie look from about 50 feet. And another one with decent speed, but I went past the hole, had about 5 or 6 feet for the par, and made it, luckily. So we're on a good putting streak so far. Hole 3, just got doing a layup shot here. Not sure what happened with that tracer. This one is the 2-tier green. The flag is on the bottom tier, and naturally I'm going to thin my wedge to the top and leave myself with this really difficult putt down the ridge. And I wasn't too mad at this putt. Left myself with this long putt for par and missed it. So this is my first 3-putt of the day. Still doing a lot better putting-wise than day 1. This is my second shot on this par 5. Had a great drive. And I just pushed this 7-wood a little bit. I had about 230 yards left to the green. Left myself with about 20 yards to chip on. And I had a really good chip here. Left myself with about 5 or 6 feet for birdie. Bang! And I'm feeling good. I made that putt, so I'm even par through 4 holes. This is another hole. The round 1, I ended up blocked out behind the tree on the right side. And then when we got up there, I realized there was so much room to the left. So I just made sure I hit to the left today. Had about 120 yards left to the flag. I went a little long, but I had a nice chip putt here, a little Texas wedge, and end up cleaning up for a par on this hole. This hole was playing really long today, probably about a 225-yard shot up the hill against the wind. Trouble left, so I kind of erred to the side of caution on the right side, hit a 5-iron. It's a little short, and I duffed this chip. I've been working hard to get better at those. So this is for my par, and I leave it out to the right, but clean up for the bogey. So overall, pretty happy with that. This is a short par 4. I'm just laying up with a 6-iron, and then leaving myself with about 140 yards. Unfortunately, I flared it a little right, so I'm in the rough. And I catch a flyer lie. I had about 140 yards left. And left myself with a tricky chip here. Just trying to barely land it on the green and let it funnel to the hole. So I leave myself with a little work for par here. And I just make it. That's one thing I'm doing a lot better today, is making those 5 to 7 footers. This hole, it's 200 yards, but playing probably 180. So I hit a 7-iron, but I didn't catch all of it. I towed it a little bit, ended up in the front bunker. And this bunker shot's tricky because you don't want to go long because there's a lot of trouble. So I ended up shorting it a little bit, left myself with a long par putt. And realistically, I'm happy with a 2-putt par here, or bogey here, excuse me, which I did, luckily. So we'll take that +2 through 8 holes. This hole was playing really long, into the wind. They moved the tees all the way back. But I hit a good drive. I was in the fairway. I had about 130 yards left. And I just pulled this a hair, so I'm end up on the fringe. So I'm really thinking, clean this up with a Texas wedge. Just had to get this close, knocking for a par. I left myself with a little bit too much room. It was tough judging the fringe off that. But I ended up getting the bogey. Still a significant increase in performance from round 1, so +3 through 9. This hole is the tricky par 4. A lot of those tricky par 4s on this course, but you have to land it about 225 yards, so you're not short. I end up pulling this shot, end up in the rough. Luckily, the pin is on kind of that same level, so I'm just trying to knock this out and nestle it close. It releases by a little bit, so I have about a 8-footer for par here. But I make that and really feeling really good with that. Back 9, I didn't get a whole lot of videos, but this was just one of the shots I hit. Playing really good golf. I ended up birdieing a hole, so I'm a 1 under for the back 9 so far and +2 overall. This is a par 5 where you can play to the right side. I wish I knew that a little bit better on round 1. Leaving myself with about 180 yards, so I'm hitting a 7-iron here and trying to sneak it in between the trees. I do flare it a little to the right, so I'm in a little bit of fescue trouble, but I'm hoping to chip this close so I have a good birdie look. And I'm actually really happy with the chip I hit here. I have about 10 feet for my birdie, and I felt really good with the line, and I just lip it out. So I'll take the par, currently +2 through 17. Coming into the final hole, feeling really good. This is another one of those tee shots. You got to hit about a 210-yard shot. Can't go short, can't go long because of the water. I luckily hit my 7-wood really well. But the second shot is always tricky. It leaves you about 190 yards uphill, trouble short. So I also kind of trouble long, so I err to the side of the front of the green and don't catch all of it, but I leave myself with this nice chip opportunity, and I just catch a little bit too much of it. So I leave myself with about, 30 feet, which felt like it was definitely downhill, so I thought it was going to just keep rolling, as a lot of the greens were, and I leave it way short. Rookie mistake. But I end up having a good look for the bogey. So clean this up, good 3 feet. Overall, it was an amazing opportunity to play in the Vermont Amateur Championship. I shot +3 for the second round, which actually was tied for the 7th best score in the field for that round. So overall, I was really happy with how I bounced back from round 1. Didn't make the cut, but had a really good time. It's always fun competing in these competition settings, and look forward to seeing how I can do next year.